Ah, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here today with a little bit of Creeper World 4. For those of you that don't know what Creeper World is, to put simply, it's a 3D sort of reboot of a series of Flash games, which were tower defense, but more like tower offense. The idea is that you get a little base and you have to build your turrets and towers to basically neutralize the endless wave of a mysterious substance known as creep, which is basically like a nanite swarm kind of thing. It's not the most complicated concept, so it's fine. Right now, we're going to do a little bit of the Chronom, which is just the daily generated challenges for Creeper World. So we're going to start with the latest one. It looks pretty simple. It's got 7 hands, 5 totems, 4 emitters, 3 spore launchers, a blob nest, and a skimmer factory. Those won't be to those of you who don't know the game, but you'll come to learn them pretty quickly, I imagine, like just watching me play. This is a fun, neat little game. So here we are. We'll get to choose where. This is the map. We get to choose where we spawn. We got our emitters here. All they're going to do is produce creep constantly, so these are going to produce 40 creep every half second. We have spore launchers, which are like artillery. They fire a big old spore that needs to be shot down with anti-air, which when it lands will spread loads of creep. They're kind of a pain, but they take 4 minutes to fire each set of barrages, so that's fine. Same with the blob nest, it takes 4 minutes, but it creates these blob things which need to be sniped, and therefore there's shit like this. There's all sorts of terrain which does extra stuff like this. Is breeder terrain, and that makes more creep or anti-creep. And yeah, there's a lot of words, many of which you won't really know, but that's fine. Let's find a nice place to locate. I was hoping we could spawn up high, but it looks like we're going to have to take a back corner. Now, the game is on pause right now, so we don't actually have to worry about anything at the moment. So I am just going to put down, so these are towers. Basically, if you want to do anything in this game, you need towers. These are how you transport resources around, but also how your basic form of generation. So your network is mostly going to be made up of these. Hey Senpai Dabby, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Yes, we're going to build a little network. This is all ore to mine, so we'll be doing that. What we're going to want to quickly get up is a cannon, and it would be better if we can get those up on the high ground first. These are our basic grunts against the incoming endless swarm. So work today and tomorrow. That's Sunday. That sucks that you got to work Sunday, but hopefully the hours aren't too bad. So here you can see it started building some of my ship. As the towers build, they start generating these little green cells around them, and that's just energy they're collecting, which you can see are sort of reasons at the top. So as they go, we're gonna get more stuff. Just gonna turn the game down a little bit. And as you can see, we have a massive swarm of creep coming in, which is not good. I'm hoping we can get these towers up in time, because if the creep touches them while we're in construction, they just flat out disappear. And that's not good for me, Chief. And basically, this stuff will slowly eat away at anything it touches, so it's, you don't want this stuff on you. That's for certain. We probably need at least one more cannon as well. So you'll see, here we go. They finally come in range, so the guns are firing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a miner straight away. I get a pair of them because we don't have a huge amount of energy generation right now. Oh god, he's built, but he doesn't have bullets. There we go. So you can see the sort of ammo and building blocks all move around the network, which is really neat. It means worrying about things like supply lines is actually a thing you have to do here. But the idea is you want to keep your generation high and your usage as low as possible, and basically push back these waves. And oh, holy shit, there's some big waves coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one mortar here, where I think it might, it can help sort of break the spearhead of this wave. We probably are going to need another cannon with the way it's going over there, but we got a couple of those going, and while we got the room, I'm going to build a factory which turns red on ore here into redite, which means, oh shit, we got a big issue. We've made a major boo-boo. So we can move our cannons around, as you just saw, but we got a big old breach and it's going straight for my supply network. We need to get these cannons up quick, so that we can sort of, you know, bunny hop and push the little horde back. What I am going to do is I'm going to use one of these urns by activating this. Make my miner better, and at the same time I'm going to do that with a cannon, which is going to have the same effect. So this cannon is now like a little super tower. Uh-oh. That's trouble, I think. It's getting close. Yeah, we got a minute till spore launches. So we need to get this factory down quick. We're going to build it in here. It's a bit unfortunate for us to lose so much key infrastructure at this point. So what we need right now is we need some anti-air turrets and we need some snipers. Snipers aren't a problem. They just require basic materials. Anti-air stuff, however, requires us to have redite, which requires a factory to produce it, because that like missiles are expensive basically. And they require that special, it's like special jet fuel, I imagine is what it's like. So we've stabilized the front, sort of. I don't think it can take much more on it. I need to be careful with what I'm building. Shit. I mean, luckily for us, the spores aren't going to land anywhere where they're going to do major damage. We've got enough to be able to shoot down one at least. Good. Jesus, this is a bit louder than I expected. I'm just going to pause and turn it down a little bit. That should do. Hopefully that's not deafening now. These little things are skimmers. If they get into my lines, they'll do that. They'll deploy creep and then turn into that blob, which will disable nearby equipment of mine. Really devastating when pulled off correctly. Luckily, we got away with it this time. Our basic sniper is just about covering us. So now I'm just going to try and invest a little bit more in my industry now that I've at least got a stabilized line. Like having money is super, or energy, should I say, is going to be super important. Shit. Oh shit! I did not realise that they're coming through there too. Oh dear, we're being attacked on multiple fronts, and I didn't even realise. So creepers just crawled all along this back edge, and I completely forgot this back edge existed. This was supposed to be casual. Clearly, this map is a bit more challenging than I thought. So I'm going to put down a little refinery. And that should collect this green ore, which we can use to make other special gear, such as beacons, platforms, and also to launch missiles. Oh, missiles? Rockets. A little bit different. Rockets can then be used as all sorts of different special weapons in space. They're pretty neat. I'm going to build this structure called an urn port too. And what this will do is it allows us to turn these urns into buffs. Such as increased weapon range, fire rate, energy collection. is pretty useful. And I'm also going to build something called a Terp, which is a terraformer. It can basically dig out these buried ones, as well as I can use it to change up the landscape a bit. Ah shit, our sniper didn't get done in time, but luckily that blob only hit a tower. And towers, as much as it's bad for them to go down, they are cheap and easy to replace. It's not the worst. I'd rather a tower go down than a turret of some sort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the line up a little bit by basically bunny hopping my units forward. This should allow me to get a little bit more of a wiggle room. Speaking of which, I need to build a mortar down here so that we can, you know, consider at least taking this choke point. Because if we can get some lift ticked into this, it creates a little shield. So there's a lot of little things to consider. A terraformer. In fact, I'm going to move the terraformer up here a little bit. What height is this? It is height 2. Okay. It's hidden behind my microphone. So I want to set this to height 2. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten as much stuff around the place as possible. I will have to redo my tower network because of this, but that's fine. Because it won't terraform areas where my stuff is already on. So I'm going to move the sniper out of the way. It's going to take a while to do this, so I'm going to move him into range, and I'm going to give him another 2 terps. So this just costs energy to be able to basically alter the terrain, so you can use this to make dams if you want, or whatnot. At the same time, let's get some, I accidentally paused it. I forgot P pauses in this game. Let's get some more miners in. Right now, it's just a case of, you know, slap them in wherever I can. We are in a bit of a deficit because of the amount of stuff we're building, but that's fine. It's not too much. We have a little bit of a reserve, so we can ride it out until our new generators and that stuff are up. Speaking of which, we can actually start improving our mine production, energy collection, fire rate, and range. So this will, as it powers up, like as they come in, they become more efficient. Which, like, as you'll see once, for instance, our fire range is now slowly going up. So our towers are slowly going to increase in range, which means they can do a lot more to help us now. I'm going to keep this terp on him for now. Oh, and not terp. And we're gonna, like, because I think it's important to keep it like that for now. Yeah, just because he's holding up such a big part of our line on his own. But it would be dumb for us to just remove it. What we are going to do is we're going to basically send up like a holding squad. Try and basically use the limited ammo they've got to survive up here. And we're building pylons because these are... They're 5 times the expense of a tower and they cannot generate energy. The plus side, however, is that they have a longer range connection and they can actually ship resources much faster across the line. So they're worth, you know, putting in the infrastructure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn hide paths on, so you can't see all the connections between the towers unless they're being used, which makes this a way more pleasant viewing experience. Because it is a lot of stuff on screen otherwise, and it is not pleasant to look at. I won't lie and say it is. So I'm just going to flatten those so that these little spikes of land can go down. And we can build new towers in their place. So that's fine. The goal is to eventually be able to put up an airstrip. But for now, we need to increase our industry basically as much as possible to even support having an air force in the first place. So that's what I'm going to do, as well as, you know, we're going to carve out our little niche. Like we want a little bit of room to grow. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to make one. So these miners, you can actually switch them between energy and a resource called blueite, which will, when put into a factory, will allow us to make anti-creep. So that is what I'm going to focus on here a little bit. So I'm going to put a anti-creep cannon down, like a sprayer down here. So what a sprayer does is it just throws anti-creep out It can shoot and it can mine it too. Like there's all sorts of things you can use it for it if you want to get tricky with its usage, but generally speaking, you can just switch it on and let it spray gas everywhere. And it's pretty good at holding for you. Let's get a couple more miners in. Get rid of this tower so that we can flatten that. But get a few more that allows us to get 2 more in. We can put the tower in the middle. Because we still need something to connect them up and collect the resources from them in the first place. And as our line is moving up, let's just advance the towers a little bit. It doesn't matter too much if they are skimming the, or like, you know, getting in the anti-creep so much. Like, they can, little bits they can clear when they land, so, like, with their ammo supply. And they usually have enough to, you know, for us to be able to build towers. Like, as you see, we're building towers really quickly now. We don't have any available iron still. And, we are starting to take out a lot of the, incoming problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another missile launcher up. In fact, I'm going to get 2 more. I'm going to put 1 more sniper because the missile's like biggest issue is that they are slow to reload. Like it takes a fair bit of resources to get them going. So I'd rather make sure that I have plenty on standby in case I get like it ends up with a concentrated barrage anywhere. I'd rather just not, like, this game can be a kind of, like, if you're not careful, you can lose a lot of ground very quickly on one cock up, so, but at the same time, it does feel like it's kind of hard to cock up at times, because as long as you sort of, you know the drill, you'll be fine. Now, I got plenty of spare economy, so I can spend time destroying, like, towers like this without it accidentally collapsing a front, especially as I've got all the logistics all squared away already. So we can now look at installing a runway. So once this is clear, in fact, we're going to push in a little bit more with this. This is not only do you have to build the runway, you need to build all the aircraft to go with it. So as for my little anti-creep producer, this thing, I need to turn this to always on so that it can start spraying out anti-creep. And as you see, this white stuff flowing out is anti-creep. So when it meets with creep, they will cancel each other out, and I think a 1-to-1 ratio. And at the bottom you can see the total creep is about 50,000 right now, versus my 100 anti-creep. But we're looking to push that number up. So we can now start taking this totem, which will fill up with lift deck, which is good. We got plenty of lift deck, and that'll create a little shield for us. Some skimmers got in here, which is a problem, but like otherwise it's generally held. So we're gonna slowly push our network up. Plenty of guns on the left flank. They're all covering each other, buying time. And we have the super gun in the center. It's certainly a strategy. There's probably way more efficient ways you can do this, but as you see, our cannons are just cutting through that now that we have plenty of supplies and our fire rate range is up, so. But I can actually go and reinforce the line with these spare guns. See, it's not really worth it for me to try and push this. This is going to be too awkward to push. So instead, what I'm probably going to focus on is getting a couple of mortars in there, because their explosions do significant chunks to the creep. We'll just start piloting up the front. So I'm going to move my Terp squad up too. So although they can't help in combat, it's always good to keep them where you want. So in this case, we're going to start terraforming more land up. This time we're going upwards rather than down with this stuff. We're just going to keep as much of it on a like a square grid as possible. But we are going to send some of this stuff down. We should move our snipers up too, to support our little holds. But we probably want a sniper here, as well as we're going to need some more air defense, just as extra coverage. Like, it can never hurt to have too many backups and failsafes. Okay. Now we have enough space for a runway. And with that, we have enough space as well. Sweet. For an air force. I was hoping that that was considered connected, but sadly it's not, so we can't. Shit, I'm going to cancel these ones. Just see if I can make it a little bit more efficient. No, I can't. Okay. It's a shame. Well, we're going to have to live with it being slightly offset, but as you can see, we're using a lot of our resources now. And I say that as I'm destroying more of our resources. And our storage is actually running at a deficit now. Which isn't good. However, this problem will be soon resolved. So I'm not going to panic yet. I think we've got enough ammunition in the guns in general. Like, because there's so much supply over here that's sat not doing much. That, like, we can afford it. And as you can see, there is a ton of resources just going straight out to the airfield. But I'm going to put some pylons on the way. Because if they go up, it means that the airbase gets fueled way faster too. And now we can actually get some more miners, which means more money. So, like, we're fixing the deficit problem slowly. Whew. Okay. I'd say we got like ourselves a nice happy little stronghold there. As you can see, we're struggling to supply this one little mortar. Oh Jesus Christ, our deficit! I had a look for a second. Our deficit was at 50 odd. I'm getting a little gun ho with these. I'm going to remove this urn from this now. Only because I want to put it on a more efficient mine, one which is harvesting more resources. There we go, that's a nice little boost. And we're generating 55 energy, which is a very nice amount. They've given us a lot of energy to work with, like deep energy deposits to work with. But I'm going to turn one more of these to blue out because we're actually struggling with, you know, making as much anti-creep as possible. And seeing as we now have a bit of spare room and plenty of lift deck, I'm going to put in a bunch of rockets. And we're going to create an air squad. So I'm trying to remember what the hotkey is for the aircraft. There we go. So if you press G, you can basically make them form a corridor like this. So everything in this area between these crosses is just going to get bombed by our air force at this point. I don't know what this red marker is, to be honest. I've never seen that before. But yes, we'll find out in time. So as you can see, all these spores are getting shot out nicely now, and wait, our planes are flying over it, but did they never collect ammo? Right, let's return them to base. Are they not up to the airfield properly? What's going on? Why aren't they leaking ammo? Oh, somehow I've managed to, by pressing T, somehow I managed to turn them off from supplying? Question mark? Is the runway bugged? Let's try building another runway. Maybe just the runway was bugged. I'm going to destroy this lopsided wing as well, while we're, you know, at least building stuff. Oh, god damn it, never mind. I've just ended up rebuilding it. Why is it? It's weird, they should be getting supplied. There's no reason for them not. Huh. I've never run into that before. Like, so far my experience with Creeper World has been basically a perfect one. Like, in the, like, 40 to 50 odd hours I played it, I've never experienced a bug till today. And of course, it's the day I'm streaming. Shit. The sound of explosions is a good thing. That means we're safe. Well, our sniper coverage is lacking. So we do need to up that. See, skimmers and blobs can easily make things rad. Oh yeah, snipers can also pop these things called eggs, which just release tons of creep when released. They're a huge pain in the ass. There's many creep producing buildings, or like spore producing, etc. will all produce eggs, and it means that late game that you gotta, you know, pick them off and not flood yourself. So it creates a little bit of, I guess, like a balancing factor. Or like a, not a balancing factor, but like, it's like a passive bit of haste generation. Like, by producing the eggs, you're encouraged to sort of, you know, deal with the problem quicker. Or it'd be nice if we had all our tools at our disposal. Okay. We are running into the problem of our fastest supply lines are falling behind, so we should worry about upgrading those now. As you can see, we've got a nice here we select the squad. We'll create squad, select squad. Drag to here, hit G, or hold G, and let go. Now let's see. Okay, there, it's providing ammo to them now, which is good. That means that our planes should actually be dropping bombs. Yes, there we go. We solved it. They're now doing bombing runs. That is super important for us. As for our little anti-creep boy, I'm actually going to move him up to the front, because if we can get some anti-creep on this, then we are in the money. As that will just breed anti-creep for us. So, okay, yeah, just duplicate it and like make it in like large quantities and bursts. And that is what we want. So, now we're going to have to deal with the awkward thing. I'm going to fly a sniper up here, which may seem mad, but basically I want that egg dead. Once that egg's out of the way, I can move in with my next phase of the plan. Which, we need to start nullifying and destroying these emitters. Because it's not a case of surviving as long as you can. We need to defeat our enemy, not just suppress it. So let's start flying some of our cannon boys up. Now we have a limited range at which we can operate because this dark tower is pushing, like preventing us from. So I do need to build some beacons. These basically light up the dark towers and allow us to actually build inside them while the area is lit. For some reason that's not producing creep, even though it's supposed to produce it every half second, which is unusual. I think we somehow broke that, or it's spawning at the bottom maybe. Spawning off the edge. That's fine though, because we are producing a nullifier, which will eventually allow us to just like shut it down for good. And we can overload the nullifier, destroying both pieces of equipment. So that's good. Okay, we lost something. What did we lose? Oh, we lost a tower there. Oopsies. That's fine though. As I said, I'm fine with losing the odd tower. It doesn't matter too much. Let me get some more air force up. And there we go. We've nullified the tower, so we're just feeding it supplies until we can blow it up now. Essentially, we're just going to over-energize it, and our first orbitals are coming into effect. This allows us to call in several different effects. Dampeners to singularities to rain, to converting creep to anti-creep. Which is quite an effective tool. I am going to remove his urn. And we're going to put it on this little bad boy over here. And just, you know, like keep that area as suppressed as possible, because it is just our side flank. And we don't need the firepower from an individual unit so much now on the front line, because we have like so much equipment to back it up. So having all these cannons and mortars is like is more than enough, so we can leave a specialized stuff for keeping that little horde in the back. I'm going to deploy some rain, which is basically just a missile storm. Like it's just going to blow the crap out of the area and any creep that like decides to exist in it. Shit! Stop selecting the aircraft. Select the cannon. There we go. Yeah, let's hope our snipers do the job. There we go. They took out all those blobs before they could even become a threat. That's good of them. Okay, we're going to get some more pylon infrastructure up. Keep those supplies coming. We're going to set these nullifiers to overload already. Like, we have the supplies at this point. It's just a case of, using them. And, pretty soon we're going to be done with this, this little daily challenge as well. Because, but it's just... Well, actually, no, it's going to be a little while. We got this whole back area to deal with still. Which we could start splitting off into dealing with, to be honest. But that's fine. Oh, man. Why have I got double notifications? What's happening? Who's gone live? Who else is live? Ah, Nat's playing the Elden Ring. What cute. We are definitely going to raid him if he's still streaming when we start. So I've not been paying attention. I've let a bunch of my guys, you know, push up ahead without the supplies, and we ran out of ammunition, which could have been bad if there wasn't guys right behind them with ammo, but thank God there was. Actually going to put a pylon about halfway in this network to speed up this whole transfer. Why is that not? It's weird. Let's put one there as well, because there seems to be a slower transfer going on here. If we keep stuff in the as much stuff in the pylon networks as possible, it's better for us. Because the pylon network is just faster. And now you can see we have tons of anti-creep everywhere. Like, this stuff is just producing it for us. Which means we can prepare to sort of, you know, invade the next area. Which is going to be the primary job of our mortars, is to prepare that. Because they need to blow this to crap, basically. bring these guys down here. We're gonna want at least one of our Terps to come up and unbury some stuff for us. Now we're just you know, closing the noose on these guys, so to speak. It really is just like we've won the fight for this zone, and it's just it's the case of going through the formalities of you know, nullifying and overloading the last of it. Essentially, once this Dark Tower has been nullified, we can move on to clear out the skimmers, and that will basically leave us to just have to hold a line here, or at that edge point. And then we can begin our invasion over here, which we are going to start putting down some resource points for us to transfer to. In fact, we can use another object to shorten our supply lines. So this is called an M-Rift, and it uses the same stuff as the anti-air, but essentially it just is like a warp point between resources. So it goes in one M-Rift and it comes out instantly on the other side. So if we build 2 of those, one at the base and one there, we can put supplies straight into the front lines without any of the hassle. Good, and so let's get another nullifier up and get our cannons forward. I keep accidentally selecting my aircraft because they're flying across my screen, which is a little annoying, but it's not the worst. Gonna put build speed up. And what got destroyed? Tower over there. That's a bugger. Luckily we didn't lose our what's it called? A nullifier for it, so like that was the one we want to keep working. So I'm gonna save a little bit more lift deck for the orbitals, but I'm gonna get some more refineries down because we've got we're using pretty much all of our incoming green R into lift deck for these, and it's not really doing much. As for the Air Force, I'm going to return them to the base for now. Let them resupply, you know, get squared away. Now we're just going to organise our main line, and then we need to sort of, you know... Ah yes, that noise is basically for, like, that thing to charge up once we've captured enough territory. It's a bit funky, but it does what it does. Like, I don't really know how best to describe it otherwise, so... What I'm going to do is bring my anti-creep producer over here, and we're going to hope to push back this little wave. So if we can then start breeding anti-creep on the back line, which would be nice. And with that in mind, I'm going to send out my bomber squads to basically carpet bomb that whole breeding section at the back to try and cut off the creep. We're going to mostly be doing this without ammo, without having to require actual logistics network. Okay, good. We're starting to establish a little beachhead here. Yeah, build a mortar and we'll get a 3rd cannon up here now. It's not much, but it should be enough. We even have a perfect room for a sniper. Yes, we're clearing. That explosion was a good one. That's just stuff we're clearing out the back. Pretty good. We managed to. We've achieved our goal here of setting some, like, you know, some anti-creep stuff up in the back line. That should, you know, push across and hopefully slow down the creep hordes. Now we're just going to basically assign our Air Force to carpet bomb this whole area constantly. If they can keep that up, it's all good for us. We're going to add even more guns to this pile. So that's what we need most. At this point, we need to start filling this horde out, because this area was the easy area. This area has got, like, the bulk of their production because it's untouched. Like, we were constantly whittling this area down. Like, the best we had was the... Holy shit, our super mortar has done so much work. I did not realize just how good a job he was doing. Man, what a fantastic boy. Let's move him up a little bit. Even send some of the cannons down to just like try and help hold some of his turf. Like, watch here, start thinning that out big time. We're going to send a massive conversion in there as well. So what that'll hopefully do is pop a bunch of those eggs, yep, and turn them all to creep. Which normally is bad, but right now is a good thing. So this was a risky gambit, but it has paid off. We're saying that one of our cannons is not getting supplied, so... Luckily, we held it together, though. We could have used, where are they? These, which allow us to build in these rift areas to cut across and attack areas. But that didn't really feel necessary. And they're a bit clumsy and awkward, and like there's only so much firepower you can put out of them. They're nice, but they're not, like, I could have probably used it to just harass areas instead. So I'm going to use Singularity to pull as much creep over in that direction as possible. It's a shame that we can't build terrain with the terraformers. We can only increase its height or decrease it, so it would be nice to build a land bridge and allow the anti-creep to come across. Ah, speaking of anti-creep, the anti-creep we seeded here is not doing its best job now that it doesn't have air support. That could be a problem. But it won't bite us in the ass now that we've realised it. We've moved a cannon over. That should keep us protected. Emphasis on should. So technically we can leave and just finish the game here, but like I want to complete out all the objectives. Like if we're gonna win this, we're gonna make sure that the creep knows it, you know. And we're just gonna take another one of these totems, which is a nice set of shields, and luckily for us, it's also a set of objectives. We can't quite get a full pylon network going down, but it's fine, it is close enough. All the while, this super mortar has cleared so much creep on its own. And now that the anti-creep's coming in from the other direction, this is just, you know, it's free real estate. And our Air Force is doing such an amazing job too. Like, they're keeping everything, you know, pinned out, like, suppressed to the point where honestly it doesn't matter how much creep they're producing or like how many eggs they've got right now, because I think we can just level anything that they do for us. So we're gonna put up a sniper near the front lines because we need to pop as many eggs as possible now. That is pretty much the end goal now. We're even going to start raining in this area. So that any eggs, well, when the eggs get popped, they're just going to go straight down. You can see how many resources are getting slowed down by our network of towers. So we're just going to put up pylons, speed this up. Because there's so much going through, there's just those, like, the baby slow lane. Like, depending on how overstretched your supply lines are, if you're not using MRIFs, those pylons can literally be, like, make or break of a situation. So, some matches. Like, I have seen it before where supply lines have made the difference. Like, especially when you're playing players' creep maps, which are pretty fun. Like, we'll do some of those tonight. Targeting the enemy's like supply lines, like by taking out pylons, and that can really help you get an edge. It's kind of nice to see. So I'm just going to speed the game up now. Like, you can move it to 2 to 4 times speed. It's all good. Here we go. It's almost over now. I'm just going to do the lazy control all move kind of such strategy. Fine with a singularity, that just it's going to make nullifying a little bit easier. We didn't actually bring enough cannons up front. So let's get some more cannons in. It's mostly the eggs that they keep spitting out, which is causing me the problem. Here we go, last one. 4 times speed. Don't help if I still have the nullifier down now. We're just gonna overload. Let that happen real quick. And any second now, they should all just start exploding. You know what, fuck it, we're just gonna rift jump. We set them to explode, we don't need to be there for it. 44 minutes for that map. Definitely not fast. You know, could be a lot slower. So we're gonna go into the colonies now, which is the player generated maps. So I'm just filtering it by like most thumbs up. I think this is our player's creep map. Yeah, so lightweight player's creep, designed to be approachable by all players. 3 unique custom weapons tools are available. See the intro, add a message to learn how to play. Okay, let's give this a go. I've not played this one before. Okay, the Queen of Creeper arrives in orbit of this world, angered by the sight of her precious children humiliated, suppressed and weakened. She devises a plan to retake the world and crush the enemies once and for all. The puny creatures have suppressed the almighty Creeper and dare to defy me. I will punish the insolence and make them regret stepping into this world. I will begin a breeding cycle so that we may restore this world to those of us who were here first. As my eggs become available from my abdomen, launch them into the world below, where they shall deliver our might upon these pests. Basically, they're just saying yes. So we got use our ship's energy transporters to strengthen a weaker child on the surface. Finally, use the repulsor beams to locate and redirect those meteorites onto the pest. Okay, so this is Egg Boost Rock 1. So somewhere on this map, there is a rogue emitter which hasn't been like battened down. Or maybe there's not. We're supposed to free one with a rock. No. Let's have a look. Is anyone producing any creep? Doesn't look like it, so let's pause. Let's find a nice little emitter which is I mean, he's not an anti-creep, but it's not looking good. So, where is it, Chief? I mean, all our stuff is over here. So I guess, for a rock, a couple of eggs down, we just hope, I guess. Because the eggs will just explode, and the rock will destroy random units. There we go. I guess the hope is just that we produce enough stuff with the eggs so that we destroy the nullifier, and yeah, there we go. So it's currently producing 10 creep every half a second, and we're going to upgrade that to 30. So the idea is that we're basically just going to keep throwing stuff at them until they break. These are tend to be the easier anti-creep maps, which are... or players creep maps, which is fine by me. If anything, snipers are our best friends sometimes in this one. Because they destroy your eggs so much faster. So, yeah, literally we're just going to slap shit at it and see what happens. So we're now producing 90 creep every half second. Which is, you know, a good amount for a regular spawner. Unfortunately for these guys, this isn't going to continue to be a regular spawner. So rocks are a bit random. You just click and target a random enemy in the area. It's just one of those things. We've let an egg go to waste here, but fine. 130 creep per second now. As you can see, we've sort of begun to form our little mountain, and it's going to get messy for them. So I'm going to try and free this air sac cauldron, because that will just harass them from the skies. They don't do a whole lot, but they can be a nuisance. And that's mostly what I want. If we're lucky, this will destroy the nullifier. We weren't lucky. So there we go. That should be enough to kill the nullifier this time. There we go. It's going to produce 1 in 7 minutes. So we're going to throw a couple upgrades into this when we get a chance, just so that when it does produce them, it produces them in a large enough quantity to make it worthwhile. That's going to be basically the long and short of our strategy. Is, you know, throw stuff at it so it's producing them in enough quantities to be worthwhile. And also, you know, damaging nullifiers whenever we can to, you know, get them to raise resources. Like, if they got a lot of generation, we don't want them to have a lot of generation. I want to reduce it as much as we can. Which means slowly whittling down their supplies. Even if it's not much, like a 10 creeper or 20 creeper second emitter is still better than nothing. We're actually going to switch this up into 2-speed. And we're just going to look at making breakthroughs now. Because they have 160,000 anti-creep and rising. We can't continue to allow that. So, I'm throwing upgrades onto this air sac cauldron, but apparently it's not doing anything, so maybe it's not worth throwing it on them. Huh. This wasn't... I guess there was so much anti-creep on it that it wasn't even affecting it. And it doesn't seem like this is one of the maps where they can rebuild, so once you knock something out, it's yours for good, which is really damn useful. So we're just going to throw spanners in their works. I think we should work on isolating this pocket first. So we're basically going to try and cut our way across using the eggs and the rocks to just take out pylons and isolate this little pocket, which should serve us nicely. Like every pocket we isolate is an area where resistance is you know, completely defeated. Like, as soon as they lose their guns, like, that's it, they're done. Or they lose their ammo supply, should I say. Especially as they can't rebuild. Like, so I can basically snipe these resources for free. Power our big one at the back. Just do as much to continue to cut off their supplies. And apart from this one here, we've basically already isolated them. But yeah, we already have isolated them, in fact, because it's cut off a big part of their generation, and they're not they're not able to fight back, which is nice. So now we're going to interfere with their ability to defend too by just chipping away at their supplies. Now, I do want this factory, but look at these defenses. So we're going to just try to snipe their network again. At the same time, if we can, snipe the nullifier. So it takes a couple eggs to get a pylon, on average. That's fine. Here we go. Look how much creep is being produced here. They slowly start pushing out now. And they lost so much territory over here. And we've even nullified about 50,000 anti-creep in the meantime. That is huge gains for us. The stockpiles are nice, but they're not going to help us too much right now. Like, we aren't really going to be able to get use out of them. Okay, so slowly and patiently we will or slowly and surely, should I say, we will whistle this down. Ah, here goes our first air sac cauldron. It looks like the upgrades might have reduced the... Yeah, okay, they reduced the cooldown of producing air sac cauldrons. Air sacs. So I will continue to upgrade them. If only because the ability to like harass them by the air is going to be super useful. Like, especially if we can just have them producing loads of them coming out. I don't know, we were too soon with that egg. Like, the more like the more often that they're coming out, the better. It does make a massive difference. Okay, we've nearly finished isolating their supply. One more pylon and their whole network, you know, collapses. One more egg. There we go. Look how much we've cut off now. The amount of supplies there is like, or like supply gone. We took out 8 whole points of generation overall, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that is quite a significant chunk when it comes from towers, because you can see how much, and it means that our blob spawner is now free to act, which just helps further strengthen us. So we're going to put another boost straight into our air sac production. And I don't even need to spend eggs here, so where can I harass? Oh, I can harass it anywhere. Does that mean I could just try and sneakily kill that? Probably. Well, I'm not going to, that's kind of cheesy. The factory, however. Oh, okay, I see. If it's too far out of range, I can't place them down. That's fair. That keeps it balanced. We've over halved their ability to like have anti-creep on the map. Everything is just falling apart just because that whole pocket has collapsed. Wait, I'm just trying to work out where's the next big isolation that we can do. I guess we just isolate this hill when we are in range. I suppose if we just daisy chain a bunch of eggs together. Oh, we didn't quite really kill anything, but let's see, how long does it take? 1 minute 30 for... Okay, we've got it to the minimum, and now we're like helping increase the amount of aircraft we're producing too. That's nice. There we go, that's another one down. And that's 2, so... We've actually isolated this entire hill too. And look at our air sacs, they're getting shot at and sniped, but it's taking up resources and using precious supply. Which is stuff that, you know, it's going to cost them to get back. Upgrade our blob nest, so that when we send out blobs, we send them in larger swarms. Let's take out these pylons as well. We really want to make sure that when they are getting supplied, it's taking as long as possible. Interrupt as much of their supply network as possible. Keep the supply redirecting. If there was like, it's all little things which will help give us an edge. So like, just that few seconds of redirecting can buy us a few inches. And look at their lines just crumble. Supply is honestly so important, like, in fighting any battle. Especially against an unending horde like this. Like, just look how quickly we exploded. Like, this is what they're dealing with constantly now. And every time those drop to the ground, they're just throwing more shit, like, more creep out. And they can hit anywhere, or like force their air defenses to keep panicking. Like, the goal now is basically to just, you know, drive their resources empty. We're starting to cut through their radar production a little bit, just by overwhelming them with the amount of supply that they have to keep sending out. I want that rift. I'm just gonna throw as much eggs. There we go. We got the rift. That was the big one. That has really slowed down their supplies, and as you look, that went from near instantaneous to having to trek all the way here just to get to their front lines. That is an absolute nightmare situation for them. And every pylon we take out from now just slows it down further. All the while, we're just boosting the strength of our, like, all our units. We don't even need to produce, like, specialized, we don't even need to upgrade our emitters at this point. We're better off producing, more specialist stuff and just, increasing the amount of, like, blobs and skimmers going out, the amount of spores going out, amount of air sac cauldrons. Like, we're just naturally generating eggs as well, like, so even if for some reason we got overwhelmed, like, it's not gonna matter, because we've got, like, a load of creep in reserve. I'm in the back here. I don't need to snipe the towers, I just need to, as I said, keep the supplies just tangled up. Slowly just snipe their resources. Like, the more our creep dissipates as well, the better. Holy shit, just a huge part of the front line collapsed. Hell yeah. Now, our spore launchers are firing 5 spores, like, each time they fire. This all adds up, you know? It's all extra pressure and extra resources that they don't now have to spend to, you know, stop us. And these air sac cauldrons, man, they keep coming. Also, we have these stashes which are doubling any creep supply that goes into them, and it's just, you know, I would not want to be defending against this, put it that way. Like, at this point, I think it's unstoppable for them. Their supply is getting whipped down, even without us, you know, messing around in their backlines with eggs and stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a load of eggs ready, and I'm gonna save some up for a mad dash. See if we can just snipe their factory, because if their factory goes down, that's it. We have one with no effort left needed for us. Oh shit, our eggs are still disappearing. Another one, there we go. Ah, shit, so I've wasted a bunch. Okay, I see. That's fine. Still loading. Like, creeping my own individual creep improving my creep protection is honestly pointless at this point. It is just a case of, you know, produce anything and everything else. And, you know, just target more infrastructure. These rocks are especially good. Like, just throw them down, kill something. It's free, you know, it's free gains. Okay, we're struggling here a little bit, so we'll just snipe their supply. Oopsie daisies, what are they gonna do about it, you know? Not a whole lot. Now they've only got one pylon. Yo, Fox, how's it going, buddy? Oh man, I'm just I feel bad for the AI here. Well, I say AI, the preset defense. Like, oh my god, we actually spiked their energy usage to match their production for a second there. That's good. It's very nice. Okay. Little by little, we are wearing them down. Ooh, now that's what we want. That's mixed breeder stuff. Like that's very good for us if we can get some of that. Because like it's one of their big producers of anti-creep now, and we're about to actually take out a lot of their anti-creep production. Yes. Yes. We're doing it. We're doing it. I think the game looks like it's peaking the audio a little bit, so I'm gonna keep turning it down. Good. So I came up with a random encounter table so you can leave your own demise in your own hands. Oh dear God, is it like the is it a bit like the deck of many things? I remember the deck of many things very well. My campaign introduced it, and one of our guys had a fucking demon hunting him down for the rest of his life, which was ironic because the guy's whole goal was to become immortal. Like he was like a necromancer trying to become immortal, so it was quite funny that you know, everything like he just had this demon constantly hunting him. He wasn't even able to deal with my little tiefling ass, let alone a demon, so... Oh, man. Oh, you know you, Fox. Here's a little site I was going to talk about at some point on the stream tonight. Anyway, yes, it's planets you're traveling... Okay, true. Okay, that's cool. That's less, you know, instant death, more, you know... We have a cool way of deciding where to go, especially because we're on an exploration thing now. That's pretty neat. Yeah, you did the rigging for your model, didn't you? I'm going to give my hand a try at rigging soon. So tomorrow I'm looking at making like a basic dummy avatar from scratch, and seeing if I can learn how to rig as well. I think it looks kind of interesting, so it should be both a fun and a nightmare to learn simultaneously. That's my thinking. Yes, this should empower the skimmers. 10 skimmers each time it launches. That's good. The Endless Horde. Ah, oh, damn. We can't just snipe their factory. I think the shield stops that, which is a shame. So we need a way to... Well, I guess we just keep throwing rocks at it until eventually the shield breaks. Our supply lines are pretty damn stretched out as well. But there's a wearing out, so... yeah, if you need tips, you can ask me. It's a nightmare, just say that now. Yeah, I've had a brief look at several tutorials. I can already see it's going to be a nightmare, but I think it'd be a neat idea. Plus, you know, if I end up being any good at it, I can tweak my own model in the future, and it could also be like a nice little side income stream, maybe. I wouldn't be able to do the art professionally, but maybe I could do the rigging, which would be nice. You never know. I just think it's neat. Yeah, like the hard thing is, you know, having a dummy model to try it on, so I'm just going to have to create a dummy model myself, which is going to look like ass. But hopefully I can at least, you know, use it to achieve the effects I want. Can my exit just flat out disappearing or take you forever to spawn? But I think... look at that. They've landed the strips onto their shields. I've never seen that before. Oh, the shields went down. That's not good for them. Holy shit. We're doing it, lads. We're doing it. Victory is at hand. Victory. Victory for the Creep Empire. Long live the Creep. The glorious, glorious Creep. Come on, here we go. And it's gone. Yes. Finish them now. They have no power generation. Imagine being in that situation. Like, your base is gone, you have no way to get more ammo, and just the endless swarm is coming. Oh, wow, we just fucking wiped them. Yeah, I think if I ever turn streaming into a job, I'll do that as a side thing. Yeah, I could set, like, once you can do it sort of, you know, reliably to a decent standard, it seems like a nice little way to, you know, earn some money. I have no idea how much it costs, though. Like, or what the price should be for it. It's one of those skills where I can figure it with art because I know art a little better, and because I know artists that have bought art like for VTuber models, etc. But I've had the rigging come with it, so I don't even know how much people, you know, charge for rigging. Like, how valuable of a skill is it? In that sense, for the amount of time that's put in. It's certainly a interesting question. One which I would, you know, have to find out at some point, but that's not really a big concern. Let's play this one. Players group ones you can, you know, get to leave them running. Setting up death assessment. Mesh stuff. Consume levels of creep when you place it. Goes one level of creeper when you place it. You can choose brush size. Claiming ants allows you to build it. Try a unit and to claim it. Blah. Yeah, these are the usual stuff. So mesh to sort of guide your creep. Emitters, stashes, launchers, and lures. These are all pretty self-explanatory. Now I just need to find a starting point. Because what did I do? I don't know. I guess we gotta start down here though. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, the thing I clicked is a basically like a choose a deployment zone kind of thing. And they can build back. Oh, and it's the automatic hand power stuff. Nice. Okay, I'm glad it's that. There's a big flaw in their defense, in the form that this area is so close. So I'm just going to, you know, slowly push towards that. In fact, I probably want to snipe some more iron goodies as we go. So, firing, it's not spores, we want blobs. That would be good. Like, spores will get shut down, but, blobs, they go straight through and slowly we'll just whittle our way through those supply lines, I hope. Yeah, it's about every 15 seconds we fire a blob out, so that'd be good. Since you're not doing the art, if you charge the rigging, you don't want it priced too high because then you die. Yeah, that's true. It all depends on the jobs and all that. Like, I'm just curious as to how much rigging on its own costs because, as I said, it's not something I've bought before, so I don't really know like what people value it at. Like, obviously, it's very important, but it feels weird in that sense. Feels very weird. Okay. I don't like using mesh in these. I always struggle with, like, getting the mesh to behave the way I expect it to. But let's give it a go. There we we started to put some down at least. It's connected up to an emitter, so it should push. Rich rigging software. I'm going to use Live 2D Cubism, like one of the big main ones. What one did you use when you were doing your rigging? Like, because I'm just dicking around with it, I'm just literally going to install the free trial of Photoshop, make the model on there, and use the free trial of Cubism to, like, go around with it, because I don't have any intention of, like, owning a full version of it at the moment. Just due to the fact that, it's not worth the money for me. Like, for just dicking around and wanting to learn out of curiosity. Let's get some skimmers going. And start pushing in that direction. We claim this area, we collapse this down, and we just, I guess, push for the factory. Right. Like, the main thing is we want some more iron power, and these skimmers are going to be like our best chance for, you know, pushing forward with that. Oh, I'm going to target them a bit closer. I was hoping this mesh would do more to sort of, you know, really push my creep forward, but it's really not. Just do what I do, uninstall and reinstall and make new emails. Maybe, but you know, at the like 42 days free trial is enough for me to dick around in. So, like, I've used one free trial on one of my old emails before, thinking that that's what I needed to, like, I needed to have that installed and working to like, be able to use my VTuber model originally, because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, let's try Crimsonator. Crimson makes this stuff a lot harder to break. And we got to speed the game up too. Okay, the strategy doesn't really look like it's working. And oh no, maybe we are getting somewhere. Yeah, we've then destroyed the Crimsonator, and let's get an emitter up. There we go. Third emitter. That might make the difference, because now it's kind of gives us the opportunity to push out. We're just going to clean up the mesh. Like, trying to guide the creep with mesh always just feels like I end up hurting my offensives all the time. Like, it's an awkward balance to get. But yeah, so this whole like, hey Snowball, how's it going? You having a good day? This whole you know, learning to rig thing, I think it'd be interesting. It's just going to be one of those random side projects that I do, and I'll probably share the result on Twitter or something. I think it'll be fun. It's like the art side of it is going to be the one that drives me mad, because I'm going to have to use a different drawing software to what I'm used to, and you have to draw in such a different way because you've got to basically just fill out the details of everything. It's a big old pain. Like, would be nice if there was a easier way to do it, but it's not. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Like, just chilling out a little bit with some Creeper World for the night. Oh, tonight's going to be a weird one, actually. So, my sister moved out recently, and so that means that the rooms have all been reshuffled, so I've actually got 2 rooms now, because the room I'm currently in, and have been living in for my entire life otherwise, pretty much, or like a large majority of it, is more like a hobbit hole. Like, I have my computer, my bed, and my chair, and about not even 2 foot worth of floor space to move in between. So now I've got a second room, which means I'm going to be sleeping and living in another room, and this has become kind of my little studio at this point. This is gonna be a weird one, and because my sister had a double bed which she couldn't take to her new place, I've just kind of been given it, so I get to you know, sleep in a bigger bed too. It's gonna feel weird, man. It'll be very strange. And there's also like a probability of dog raids during the night because the dogs used to sleep in that room, and I guess they're probably going to find it a bit weird moving into a new room themselves. And I'm going to turn this up to 4 times. I'm never good at these types of maps. Let's put some mesh in again and let's see if we can break them that way. Oh yeah, I've not been doing it recently because I've got lazy and shitty, but I'm gonna plug the charity a little bit. So like as you guys can see on screen, obviously, and in the chat, there's donate links coming up. There's a donate button at the bottom of the stream, and there's QR code and various other bits. In fact, I'm going to move the QR code a little bit because I've just realised it's blocking the energy production for you guys to see, which is not very neat. But we are raising money for the Red Cross at the moment. So that's me and my anxiety working together as a team. Like, the idea is basically to help raise money for humanitarian aid in Ukraine to help, obviously, civilians and like get either medical supplies, food, water, you know, any of the basics that they need right now, which the war is, you know, unfortunately kind of denying. Like, so, like, if you're interested in supporting that cause at all, obviously there's links in the chat, there's links below. Any donations you do make are obviously, you know, greatly appreciated in the form of, you know, like the potential good that it can do. I'm very grateful, the Red Cross is very grateful, and hopefully the people on the receiving end are also very grateful. Because unfortunately for them, shit is fucked up right now. It's, I guess, a nicer way of saying it. But yeah, so I because I've been, you know, slack on that, you know, just gonna plug them now because as I said, been a bit slack on it. Oops, that's not what I want. I didn't want a stash. I wanted an emitter. There we go. I don't know how I'm supposed to break out. Did I just pick a really bad corner? It does look like most of these areas are defended the same. So I think it's just a case of bad strategy. Like, I'm an idiot. Which isn't surprising. That is my calling card. Yeah, let's just mesh everything. When in doubt, put mesh everywhere. I don't know if that'll fix anything. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to, like, be to do to beat this. Okay, we're going back with the launcher strategy, because I have an idea. My brain has done the big think. We're going to use blobs, set to locations. We're just going to carve our way... No. Pick the right thing. There we go. We're going to carve our way for this bottom area. We can hit the cannon. That's the most important one to hit. Out this back line. We don't need the mesh here. We need to push it forward. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. The brain has engaged. Now we can actually make some gains up this front line by basically just sniping out resources. Oh wow! We can use those as basically troop generator points too. That's good to know. Okay. Slowly but surely we can push this up. Like we've gotten ourselves in a situation where there's a lot of anti-creep coming into, which is slowing our advance even further. But we can push through. We can make it. I believe. For every gun we silence, that's one less problem. There we go. We're making ground now. I genuinely don't think this mesh is helping. So sod it. Mesh can go away. Kiss my ass another day. With these gains that we're making, let's yeah, that tower's gone again. Let's try blowing this one up, you know. Slowly push on all fronts. We're gonna have to keep this one suppressed though. Like, it's just gonna be a case of juggling them back and forth, I think. Let's get this bottom corner done. If we can secure this area, we can push up, I think. Like, I can put a launcher here and I can basically just snipe that one. I think that's the main goal. Okay, good. Push that one out. That explodes there, creates more creep. Should get us that tower, potentially, but that's not really important if we get that or not. We just need to keep creep here. That's another one down. Hopefully we get some creep pushing through. If not, we'll just take out the supplies. That's another gun down. That's all that matters. Okay, it's going... Ooh, the creeper's not going to touch. God damn it. Oh, it did. Just in time. And now both guns are down. Just that mortar to go. And then we have secured this little back area. And I can proceed with Operation Snipe the Urn. As soon as that mortar is down. Just one bit of creep. Come on. Get back tower. Fire, and then we move you. Okay, good. Weapons. Launcher. I only want that. How far? Can we get it? We can get it there. Good. Right, set to blob. Location. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. How many seconds? 2, 1. Please take it out. Okay, it got the one in front of it. That one decided to be a bodyguard. That's fine. Okay, they're building fast. Come on, we need to... Can we hit it? Can we hit it? Before it builds. We can't. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Need to be closer. Okay. Luckily, we were just in range for it. So let's try that again. I've speeded it up to 4 times just to test if this works. Wait. Hang on. That's interesting. So everything else goes in 4 times, but the timers for this doesn't. Like, the timer was firing. Look. I swear. Oh, actually... No. Wait, no, I'm an idiot. I'm just an idiot. Ah, God damn it. My greatest weakness. My smooth brain. Come on. Okay, that's not gonna work. In which case, we're just gonna keep Pepper Pot pushing this. So take out the mortar. Take out the turret behind it. Oh, sorry. Take out that mortar, and we can take out this cannon. Keep this one suppressed. We can go in for the kill. Just trying to figure out what the best way to go about this is. Like, I've made gains here, but this isn't going to be enough, I don't think. Oh shit, we hit the tower instead. Are you kidding me? God damn it. Right, there we go. Oh, we're just missing. There we... Okay, we can hit. That means we can take out 2 cannons. And with that, more of their supplies go down, so we just keep throwing. stuff at them, like take down as many structures as we can. I guess keep the mortar back. Like we just need that little something to push us through, you know? A little bit more gains, that's all we want. What if we planted it next to it, so when it explodes, it turns into creep, rather than destroys the building? And yes, like distraction creep, basically. Like try placing it here. That might work. Okay, it's not going to work well enough. What about taking out the stuff back here? Or roll up this extra flank so that we can push it from 2 fronts, maybe. That'll be the next bet, I guess. Like if we can get enough directions moving up. Like that kind of works, but we know it's faster than the mortar now, so we can just target the mortar. And now we can slowly roll up the right flank. Okay, let's go to 4 times. The goal is to just keep slowly rolling them up then. The more we can roll up, the better. Okay, we'll take out him, and then it forces the super cannon to be firing on multiple fronts. There we go. There be like the goal basically now is to just create too much stuff for them to be able to, you know, effectively suppress. And by sending in skimmers, we can like keep the turrets, you know, as much of the turrets busy as possible. That might have been the perfect one, you know. Oh damn it! It was just, you know, just off angle. We're basically just relying on the luck of the skimmer to actually hit the right target at this point. Come on, a little bit of target correction. There we go. We stunned everything, and now we just need you to keep doing that, basically. Every time that happens, we push a little bit closer. Come on, a little bit. Keep it going. Keep it going. We didn't quite hit what we wanted to that time, but that's fine. It's firing too. Once it's successfully destroying stuff, it's firing too far back. Oh, we did it. We took the we took out what we wanted. Okay. Let's try a stash. So we're just gonna keep nailing that with skimmers for now, just because we should be able to push that. But we're gonna switch to blobs and just, you know, keep chipping away at their defenses. Little by little. I want the mortar gone the most. The cannons are okay, but the mortar is pushing the most of it back. So keeping that down and out is in my best interests. The other areas I think are starting to make gains. And this stash, once it goes off, should be able to do something by flooding straight over the top. That's the dream. Damn it, the mortar's back. That's not what I wanted. Still, every gun we put, like, disable or shut down, like, keep down for good, is... You know what I'm trying to say? Like, the more we disable them, the more advances we theoretically make. Like one cannon can't hold. 2 is a problem. 3 is like a definite no push. Like with all the anti-creep too. So we're just gonna keep bombing this area and hoping, because that's the best we can do, I think. Well, it's not. It definitely isn't. I definitely could do better. Oh sweet, here we go. Speaking of better, can we? Oh, we can't quite, but we did isolate the cannon, which is a good sign. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, that little pocket is finally dealt with. So we can start again with the push. I don't know where the next urn is. But, okay, it's right there. I wonder. Can we maybe do a sneaky and go straight through it? Once that, like, cannon's out the way. Just touch the cannon, come on, a little bit. There we go. Right through. Oh, there's a tower and there's snipers. Shit. I see how this is going to be. Okay, let's get... Oh, not a skimmer, we want a blob. Target it for location. Let's see if we can get a cheeky straight through. That's the dream. No, one little cheeky bit of creep. I'm going to destroy this emitter as well. And move one up here. Oh, did we get it? We got it. Good. Okay. We're going to add a Crimsonator here so that any stuff going this way is going to be a bit more durable and resistant. And we're going to keep, you know, the strategy basically is now snipe with blobs whenever possible. It isolates the front lines and allows us to keep moving. We just need to get past him. There we go. Now that he's down, we can keep our push up. Because he's a lot easier to suppress. Okay, there we go. We secure that ground. Damn it. Like, cannons are surprisingly efficient. Okay, as soon as enough creep hits that from the wave, we're in business. That's more frontline creep coming in. There we go. That's going to make that mortar's life a hell of a lot harder. Right. Let's see. Snipe this little one. And then, wow, we've got so far to go. I know it said this was going to be a long map, and it's a hard one, but still, wasn't expecting this. Our gains are starting to mount up now, though, or add up. We are almost at the factory, which is our main goal. Like, if we can get that sniper line, or the airborne stuff, anti-air stuff, not airborne. We are in the money. Oh, I can destroy that emitter. That's good. So I want a frontline emitter. It's nicer to have them near the fronts where they can just put constant pressure out, rather than, you know, having all this stuff worried about in the back. Stashes don't matter so much. They can, like, them being in the back is actually probably better. So in spirit of that, I'm going to put it into the back corner. So that stuff that flows away can fill it up and be pushed straight out to the front. That way it keeps stuff in the back actually viable and not just sat around collecting dust, essentially. I just need to keep microwaving my little launcher. So, how many of you guys have, like, you know, played Creeper World yourself? Like, many of you in chat who've, like, play Creeper World actively, or used to, or played any of the previous versions? Like it's a pretty neat game, and it's like interesting to see who's played the older versions because I've never tried them. I've seen Creeper World 3 played before, uh, and it does seem like this game did a pretty good job at transitioning into 3D, at least in my opinion. But I'm curious to see if anyone who's played the older versions in chats maybe has like an opinion on it. Never played it? Oh, fair. It it's definitely a fun little one. Um, like I think the playing as the creep is the more interesting stuff now for me because I've played the regular side of it so much now. 360 hours in Creeper World 3. Oh wow. So have you played the fourth one at all, Mr. T? Or like are you just sort of looking out of interest? I mean, mostly user maps. Yeah, to be fair, the user maps are amazingly good, at least in the fourth one. Like, like this one right now is user generated, and like pretty much all the good maps and interesting ideas are coming from there. Whether it's playing as like a first person shooter, playing as creep. Like I've seen someone make a boss battle before, like all sorts of like tiny survival challenges and all, like the community is really creative with like what is a very simple game essentially, and it's so cool to see. First creeps or CSM are my preference. Yeah, they're definitely very fun. Like you worry less about the messy logistics of it all, and it feels like it's a lot less standardized. CSM is the portals and the door ones, and AC versus creep. Oh, I'm not particularly familiar with those types, but they sound rather interesting. I definitely need to pick up Creeper World 3 at some point to give it a try, see what the older 2D versions are like. Uh, Obviously, I imagine a lot of the mechanics are relatively the same, but there's probably significant differences too. Like from the little bit I've seen, like you have wildly different aircraft, which is kind of neat to see. Whether like with strafers and bombers, whereas we normally just have regular bombers and anti-creep bombers in this version. I'm just gonna have it targets. You know what? At this point, the blobs can fire at random for now. I think I can finally take my hands off the wheel a little bit here. Never mind, I have just seen an opportunity. Dink. How am I going to get through this firing line? Probably with more blobs. More blobs and more manpower. Right? Oh, is that not an urn one? Oh, the urn's the shield. Wait. Oh, but no, but it's got things physically in the way. I'd have to reposition the blob machine. Okay, where is it? Launcher. Location. Blob. There's quite. I've noticed there's quite a lot of different like anti-creep like players anti-creep modes in this. You got like players anti-creep, which I just played a map of, which is throwing eggs, upgrades, and rocks at things. Like literally just like the monkey brain version of just yeet as much stuff at the enemy as possible until they eventually collapse. And then you have regular players creep, which is like where you actually get to build stuff. But I've seen all sorts of like some of the ones I've played in the past have had some like creative special items that they've made just for their map. And I've seen some, like the weirdest maps I've seen is like the World War II ones, where they've made soldiers and tanks and ships that you can control, and like it's still regular Creeper World, but for some reason like you can like you've got like controllable moving armies and stuff too on top. Like what people have done with this game is really impressive. I didn't even realize like that you could change the game up that much without it being a mod, or like at least without having like a large download files etc coming from it, like with it. Like I think if the community wasn't as good, this game would be like nowhere near as interesting as it is. Because the base game is solid, but the community stuff is like really where it's at. Like the daily challenges that the devs post are nice, but they certainly wouldn't have kept me playing this long. I know some people probably feel different about that, but yeah, it is just a solid little game, and I highly like, if you guys like the looks of it or like the other ones, I do recommend it. It's still pretty good fun. Like it's, I I feel like there's not really many more ways I can just say game is good. You know, game good. Alright, back to the strategy at hand. I'm just gonna move my emitters up, keep them up front. Just keeping the pressure on. There we go. See, like the moment I move them up, stuff starts falling apart already for the enemy. I want to hit that mortar, but I'm not going to be able to. Not without getting a second one or, you know, shuffling the angle. I do wish Players Anti-Creep had them, like, you know, moving your buildings like regular Creeper World integrated into it, because that would make life so much easier for some aspects. The Sash Waves are still doing surprisingly good, actually. Like, considering they have to lose a lot through vertical height. They still seem to actually be, like, you know, helping make big pushes. Would help if I had it set to location instead of just structure. Oh, god damn it, that cannon is going to keep taking the hits for it seems. Like, mortars are devastating. If we can't deal with that, we'll deal with them in other places and see if we can cut them off, I guess. The more supplies that... Oh, they have multiple factories? Oh shit, how did I not notice that before? So even if I take them out, like, it's not going to do anything for me. I suppose there's a large portion of the economy still there. They got good sniper coverage. Where's this? Oh, it's there. That's where it's at. So I'm just gonna have to ride the line. I think the limit of my blob usage is, you know, finally on show. There's only so much further I can go with the blobs. So let's try some crimson, I guess. It wasn't really flowing properly though before, but like I know it's weak to anti-creep still, but against these mortars, any little buffs essentially are going to be massively helpful, especially if that's taking the large beating of it. Saying that, no, never mind. I would need. Okay, let's lose that. Let's get a lure out instead. No, you're not gonna... See if I can activate that. Like, hopefully the next wave can activate it. If that goes off, then hopefully that will, you know, keep the mortars busy. And we can maybe make some, like, ground on them. I do love watching this, like, flow as a liquid, though. It's really cool to see. I am going to, let's flatten the anti-creep a little bit, just so we can see a little bit better. It's not a huge difference, but... Okay. Are they pushing us back? I can't tell. Okay. We're going to redirect our offensive, because this bit looks a bit easier to take. So we're just going to see if we can brute force it through the shield, essentially. Right. With that in mind, let's put the emitter a little bit further back. so that we can put a Crimsonator there. See if we can push through now. Like, it's going to be an awkward one, but they're only regular cannons. And against Crimson Creep, that should slowly whittle them down, especially with a big old wave pushing behind like that. Like, the biggest one is making sure that shield goes down. So as soon as that goes down, we're in the money. You know, we're good. Yeah, they're slowly pushing that back. Let's see if we can put some more forward production. Just keep wailing on the shield until it breaks. Get to push that massive old wave forward too. Hopefully we can get one of them. There we go. That should mean we get to hold a little bit of this land here now. Right, let's get a emitter here. We're essentially just going to have to try and do the same thing. Crimson's a bit off angle. There we go, up front. Push it forward, get as much stuff in as possible. Hope that, like, with the waves behind it, we can push enough of a brunt in. This area just needs to, like, you know... This shield isn't even going to pop by the looks of it. This is actually a guy. A little tougher than I was expecting this area to be. Certainly making it a very hard nut to crack. Especially as it's stopping a large majority of the creep from even being able to sort of touch the edges of it, let alone break it down. Saying that, we did nearly break some cannons with that attack. So hopefully this next wave that's coming in will be enough to finish it. I don't think it's going to finish healing in time. Although it might. Fingers crossed. There we go. Crimson it. Wow, that wave really stalled out way faster than I hoped. Okay, if crimsoning it isn't going to make the difference, let's see if putting another emitter will and just, you know, brute forcing this with power. Well, I don't want to take any more of these emitters away because they're basically holding the line. I might move the stash up. Maybe consider putting that back and just blasting my way through. Or back up front. Yeah, let's go with that. Absorb the creep here. And then, like, if we can make it blast, like, right in front of them, hopefully that's enough to break the limit. Only time will tell, though. Because at least the stash has doubled the creep as well. So, we put 2,000 creep in, we get 4,000 out. I didn't mean to destroy that emitter. Hopefully we can replace it fast enough. And... here we go. Crimsonator. With the big stash, will it push? If not, they don't have any sniper coverage, so I guess we can... here we go. Come on. Wow. That just... that did not have the effect I was hoping for. That was the complete opposite of what I wanted. It's basically pushed in every direction but the one I wanted. Okay. Time to go back to, square one. Let's start taking the infrastructure out around it. We send out... where are you going? Oh, goddamn, I had its location. Random again. Let's say, what's he... is he... yeah, he just went off to get sniped. That's awkward. Let's get rid of that Crimsonator as well. It's not doing anything there. Let's put it straight up front. So at least a little bit of creep that is getting touched by it is hardening, which means more can go in. Actually, no, that's not even going to do anything, is it? Let's just get another launcher then. Also doing the same mob stuff. More guns that we're keeping down, the better. Just keep this central area like down and out. That's the goal. That's the dream. Come on. Okay, maybe taking out these ones here might be a better call. They're the ones that are holding our... Oh shit, they've rebuilt all of that. Ah, god damn it. Where am I supposed to attack to break through here? Like, everything is so well fortified. I'm at a loss for words. What's the best way to break this now? Like, guys, am I missing something, like, incredibly stupid here? Help! Help! Okay. Let's focus our attack here instead. We're gonna focus on going around the enemy. Keep their cannons and their mortars suppressed. Like, I'm willing to lose a little bit here. Like, that area would be easy enough to regain. This area is what, like, we need to basically take one of these hills. If we can take one of these hills, we're golden. Check air defense coverage. Solid air defense here. There's no other anti-creep stuff we can take, and that's pretty weak. Let's see, what have they got? You don't have any air defense. Why don't you have any air defense? What's the bet? Ah, that'll be why. I don't think I can... I can't thread the needle with them. They are heavily defended. Okay. Let's try sporing them then. Yes, actually that's the point, yeah, spores do drop like more stuff in general, so spores might be more useful. Okay. Yeah, spores are I think because the amount of anti-creep that we've got. Let's have a look. Yeah. That's in air defense range. Yikes. Ah, I know what might be better. Skimmers. Like, we're never gonna drain their resources out, so, we may as well just get, like, basically fire skimmers and hope that we can disable enough of the network. That's always the, like, skimmers are actually, like, one of the strongest units in the game. I just always forget that. Because, once there is any sniper coverage, they're completely redundant, but the moment there's not, like, you're able to just use and abuse that. Let's focus on getting this little bridge head here first. I don't really know what they're trying to do, just flying around in circles like that, but... They keep stunning those cannons for us, it's all good. Yeah, that's free real estate to just push in each time. Come on. Let's hit them hard, let's hit them hard. The amount of anti-creep they're producing is causing a big problem for me. That is something that is undeniable. I'm wondering if it's just taking me too long to make gains. Like, if I was playing this in normal time, this is 2 hours just to get to this point. Holy shit. Literally, I just need you to, like, push forward enough to just reach out and touch them. Come on. Let's get a bit more throughput in. Maybe that's all we're lacking now. What was that about? Skimmer just veered off on an adventure. Yes, the throughput's working. We just needed more creep. Alright, now slowly but surely we push it to the right. We swing in another direction. Stun as much stuff as possible. Here we go. There we go, we've made our breakthrough. What does that cost us? Actually, not a whole lot of our lines. Just the general amount of creep we're producing is enough to keep holding the line. Slowly but surely, we just whittle away at them. There's not a whole lot they can do against the constant skimmer spam. Hopefully, we can get like enough pressure in so that we break through that shield. Like, the shield is starting to waver. That's what we need. It's not deep enough to, like, put it right on top, but like an emitter right on top here. But we're coming through now. This is just a case of whittling it down slowly. Oh, the factory's down. That means the shield's gonna have a harder time supplying now. That's good. We go straight through to the shield? Apparently not, but... yeah, let's try one of these being a blob. Look at the supply line. That extending so much to like actually give us a chance. Shields down. Come on. That's just suppression. Do not allow the shield to like rebuild. Come on. Just a little bit more. We just need to keep pushing more creep in. Don't need the crimson. Just more creep. So close, come on. Give me my moment. We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We've made our breakthrough on our first hill. We can't repeat that strategy here because of the snipers, I don't think. But we have now made a breakthrough. And that is the most important thing. Whew. So, let's focus on re-establishing our lines right now. Back to the launch strategy. So hopefully the goal is for this... actually no, we should focus our offensive more on this side. I think we're going to need the supplies going downhill to really take us over the edge. So we're going to want to just abuse the skimmer system, I guess. Start with that one. Slowly we'll make little bits of gains on it. Come on, come on. Just reach it. Okay, the skimmer bought us time. A little bit out of time now. That's the dream. That's the dream. And they're rebuilding that tower fast. Oh, we got it. We got one. And now we just need to hit that other one. Where are they going? They're just on a wild ride. Now the tidal wave can, you know, commence. Slowly chewing for them. How is this front? Pretty much unchanged, but it is just wasting their energy. It's not that that's really a problem for them. Okay, now it. I mean, our supplies. Oh, actually, no, wait. They've got an anti-creep sprayer there. Can we take that out? If we can take that out, that's a significant gain for us. Because the amount of anti-creep they have is, like, what's going to slow us down on these downwards. Because every step down is a lot thicker. Okay. We have dealt with it. It releases a bunch more back into the area, but that's fine because if we can keep it suppressed by just throwing stuff at it constantly. Like, the skimmers are just going to jump around everywhere, cause trouble in the backlines. That's what I need them to do. Like, that's what we bring them for. Fortunately, they managed to get the sprayer back up, but... take the mortar down too with it, really. Wait, why did it just die there? I didn't see a sniper shot. That was weird. Okay, the mortar's down. Come on. Good, we prevented the mortar. Now we just need to take the sprayer. Okay, that section should be clear. That's a good victory for us. Moving on. Skimmers are literally the lifeblood of our offensive. If it weren't for these boys, we would not be able to do this. Damn it, I was hoping they would suppress that tower too and prevent the construction. Keep it down and out. Keep it down and out. We're just going to have to rely on the luck of our skimmers landing in the right areas now, I think. Please don't. There we go. I was worried for a second there. I was hoping that oh, I thought that maybe we were going to have that sprayer come back online. But that would have been a disaster if it had. Let's push one of these downhill. That should make it harder for them. It just puts a lot of pressure straight on the front lines. That's pretty much our strategy. Like skim in, front line pressure. we can maintain that, then we should have an easy enough victory. Every little bit of gains is like significant for us at this point. Like every time we can keep them down. Alright, Mr. Stash. I don't think you're working for us. Let's up the skimmer bombardments instead. Have it cause carnage in their backlines. I kind of wish there was an 8 times at this point, like, because it takes so long to gain, like, any little amounts of ground because of the amount of anti-creep they have. It's kind of ridiculous. But slowly we be making them gains. Speaking of which, finally we've had another breakthrough. Let's keep it up. Keep that pressure mounting. Another set of depth of anti-creep. Right. I mean, problem is we are stretching ourselves thin a little. Because we haven't really made gains in the forms of like new urns, but we should be able to correct that now by focusing them down on them. That gives us more power, and more urn power is more pushing basically for us. Hopefully they these things learn to actually hit their target. That would be nice. Where are you going? What is he doing? He's on a joyride. Oh no, he's ended it. Okay, they just don't like that cannon for some reason. That's weird. Oh, if they're not gonna like it, then we could just focus elsewhere. Little joyriding skimmers. I very much brute force these types of maps. that appears to be my go-to strategy. Like every time I try to do something sneaky or clever, it feels like it just backfires on me. So just flat bombarding them with skimmers is a way to go, it seems. It's either blobs or skimmers usually. Blobs are nice because they just like delete the unit. Skimmers though, like with the AoE stun, like more useful in this specific situation. Surprisingly, not losing any ground there, even without the stash, which tells me the stash was doing nothing. Which was a lot of resources I could have had on the front. When did that come back? Gonna move that over a little bit more. Uh-oh. We done goofed. We may have fucked up. Let's produce a bunch there and hope that we can basically pepper pot that back up by doing this. It's a bit cheesy, but it works. There we go. We nearly screwed up. Jesus. Okay. Ah, it's because they've got all this breeder terrain in here too. Like, how are we gonna get through this? Blob might be the way to go here. And just, I don't know, another emitter. Let's see if we can just, you know, push out a sheer about enough. Yeah, we're not even going to be able to do that, are we? Okay. Stash won't necessarily help. Okay. See, let's take out this bottom cannon. See if we can just, you know, maybe push one side down. Because as long as we occupy this bit, that's less anti-creep that they're getting. And any little last any bit of anti-creep that they're not getting is great for us. Is it going to be enough to push through though? The answer, probably not. Although, every now and then our blobs go through and manage to keep doing that, like adding more creep to the area. We might be able to wear down enough. I don't know. It feels like I'm just, I'm really reaching. It feels like... Yeah, I'm basically just going to throw everything I can at this, I think. And hope that one emitter is enough to keep enough of that line holding. The answer is probably not, but... As I was expecting the, Why is that set to spore? That's supposed to be blob. I keep picking the wrong things. Let's try a frontline stash. Maybe we can throw so much anti-creep on it that, like, we basically overflow... so much creep we basically overflow the anti-creep. So otherwise it's just going to be a sheer generation problem. And I don't think we can solve that. But that, on the other hand, is a free set of urns. Maybe. Just maybe a little bit of brute force might get us what we want. We can dream. We can goddamn dream. Wait, why is it actually working? How? After all this trouble, we finally managed to brute force it. I am genuinely baffled that succeeded. And the stash is actually proving to be an effective tool as well now. We may have just gained the foothold we so desperately needed. All because I wasn't paying attention and could have got free hands. God damn it. Alright. See if we can snipe that one. Slowly, surely we can. Yes, that's another one. Good. Where to put it? Where? Here, probably. This could do with the most. Right, one blob to go there, one to go there. We don't need to keep blowing up that tower at the back. And that final area is going to be an interesting one to assault. But hopefully we'll have enough supplies by then to just full on, you know, siege it down. It's just we're literally just building a walking wall of emitters. Feels like this is the main strategy at this point. Little by little. Little by goddamn little. This one's in a bad position. Start to make crimson, and maybe that will give us the edge. We can keep taking this mortar down. And the stash is about to pop. So hopefully we're getting a huge amount of ground and a huge amount of crimson. God, that... You know what? We gained ground. It's not as much as I expected, but it was ground. And, like, we managed to deny a few more anti-creep points. So as soon as that next one pops, we're moving forward. There we go. Another little bit of progress. We're inching towards victory. Man, this is probably felt like looking at like the strategy map of World War One. Like, it's just endless throwing shit at each other with so little gains. Like, fucking hell. Except that one, like, instead of endless waves, it's, you know, actual people. Fucking sucks. Saying that though, World War One is like an interesting period to study through, like from the military perspective. I imagine it's also quite interesting from political and aspects as well, but those don't take my fancy so much. I'm like, how to put it? Like it was the first sort of like major industrial war, and it did show how fucked up things get. Well, the moment you can like mass produce equipment for war, like, so from an industry point, it was very like, you know, interesting to see how far, like, or not how far, like how industrialization changes the face of warfare in general and changes the strategies. Why are we losing ground all of a sudden? Uh-oh. This ain't good. We've actually managed to lose the ground we've captured. Okay, time to put more emphasis on forward attacks. Let's go down back into the skimmer strategy now then. Keep them suppressed. When the skimmers can work out what direction they're supposed to be going. Ooh, so close to have like making a gain here. Maybe on the next stash. come on, little buddy. Just hit it in the right place. There you go, you nailed it right at the right time. Maybe, just maybe. Oh, come on, the stun wore off that quick. Damn. It's this cannon, these mortars which are, like, really blunting my offensives. Like, despite the fact that we're using Crimson. Like, they're just able to take out so much creep at once. Can we? Yeah, we can just about keep it suppressed. I need my skimmers to focus on an actual target, though. I mean, keeping them distracted is okay. There we go. Come on. Please. Please, we're almost at the, like, limit here. Just a little bit more. Okay, our tidal wave may have broken through. Oh, thank God. We have almost made it through to the back. I just need to keep this big battery here suppressed. I think we can naturally push this next bit, but like, the amount of equipment up here, which is just keeping us down, is insane. Oh man, you gotta love the skimmers. They do such good work. Such good work. Just working where I can pull something off the line, maybe. But, not sure pulling something off the line is going to be viable, but that's fine. Oh, damn it. That could be fatal. That's a lot of supply gun. Yeah, I'm gonna retarget the skimmers into that bigger cluster. So maybe, there we go. With it suppressing a lot more all at once, it could even potentially take out multiple of them in one attack. Like that. Those are the gains that we're after. Like, once that falls, that's a huge amount of territory that we can, like, sort of recapture. Oh, god damn it. That was just some more hit, but there we go. We got the emitter. That's what we needed. We have a huge wave with it. Come on. So close. Oh, we actually have an arm power. In which case, get a Crimson up. That might be enough with the big wave. Might is the key word here. It's just waiting for the stash now. Saying that, the regular emitter has managed to push through some, but it just gets pushed back immediately. There we go. Well, that's suppressed. God damn, it's so close and yet so far. Let's get another stash in. Maybe hit him with a double stash, like, efforts. Okay, I think the way we positioned these stashes was a bad idea. So they just sort of absorb each other's. Oopsies. Come on, I just need that little bit more forward defensive. Why can we not make this succeed? Why oh why? Okay. These two stashes might go off together, like, really close. If we're lucky with the skimmers, at the same time too. Fingers crossed, this one. This one. It's stunned. Here comes the pop any second now. There's one. There's two. Now we just need to skim it. There's the skimmer. It went in the wrong direction and it stunned the wrong thing. This is a problem. What is the best way to solve this problem is the tough question though. And like, maybe we can lose the stash and go for another launcher and just, you know, fire more skimmers in. Oh! Oh, never mind. Just as I was, like, feeling defeated and saying that, we broke through. Huzzah! We have a chance. And our creep... We still have less creep than anti-creep. Well, we are getting there. My hope is to basically surround this section and hope that we can just overwhelm it from all sides. Hey, Frangie, long time no see. How's things been? Have you been good? You been well? Okay. Let's destroy these. Is there anything I can snipe that's nearby? Not really. Actually, do they have snipers? They do not. Then we can snipe. Okay. Double launcher. Control 8. Location. Skimmer. Go. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Like you missed it earlier, I was talking about potentially learning how to do some rigging for like VTuber models and that. Like mess around with Live 2D and see if, you know, I can just learn anything out of it or not. Whew. Okay. The swarm is getting through. Occasionally. I feel like maybe trying to snipe there is a dumb idea when we have more pressing matters like this offensive, but... Come on, let's keep pressing, let's keep pressing. This little area here, we will break you. So you're going there. You're going there. Let's worry less about the sprayer, more about these mortars and cannons. Oh, your phone was broken. Oh, that's a shame. Glad you've like, have you got a new phone actually, or is you watching on a computer? Yeah. Hopefully, you know, you're all sort of squared away with a phone now. Like, phones have become way too important in the modern world. Like, you need a phone to do most things now. It's kind of insane just how essential they are. Okay, it looks like we might finally be getting our breakthrough that we've needed. Let's nail down that cannon, or that mortar, because that's one of our worst problems. And even if that cannon goes up... There we go, we've collapsed the pocket. Finally. Right. Now we can... I think we can return some of our resources towards this. Eh, it's good to hear it works again. Like... glad your shit's working. Hopefully you can join a few more of the streams in the future. Like, I don't know if you know it and if you have a Twitter or not, but I do have a Twitter, if you see on the main channel, and it does... Like, I do put my weekly routines, schedules on there, because putting them on Twitch is a bit more of a pain. I wish Twitch's version was easier and more intuitive than it is, but sadly they decided not to make it easy and intuitive. So, like, if you want to see when I'm streaming more, you know, like that was probably the best place to shout. Either that, or we have a Discord, which I sometimes remember to put the schedule up. Like, if you type in ! Discord into the chat, the link should show up. Right. I'm just gonna give it a little promo. Like, anyone who's interested, there's not just me, there's several other streamers on there. All streamers who I know, mostly the Idle Brass crew, or people who I play with regularly on here. And, yeah, that's a good place. It's, you know, it's chill, it's quiet. But, like, it's mostly there to alert people when streams are going on, so might be worth checking out if you're interested in following the channel or other streamers I know. Alright, it's a little offensive here. Get these cannons. And let's hope to God that we can break through these areas. So if we can get a foothold up on this top, then it's a lot easier. So here, I'm going to remove one of you and replace this with Skimmer, just firing at random structures and just letting this side sort of deal with its own problems while I try and manually control this front. Let's get a stash in rather than another emitter. I don't think it's a throughput problem, I think it's just a burst problem. Wow, it's 12:35 for you. It's, oh, I should stop doing that on my, face tracking phone. Let me just grab my other phone. It is 11:35 for me, so, you're already, like, 1 hour ahead. I was hoping to finish this map up before I end the stream tonight, but, with the way it's going, I might not have time, because, even at 4 times speed, like, the in-game hour is like 3 hours 47 of like trying this, so it's obviously not the fastest and most effective thing I've done. Okay. Just gonna grab this one from here. Let's put more stuff on this front. Basically, just keep hammering them and hoping. That is just the strategy. Just keep wailing on them with little things. Come on, buddies. You've got this. The Skimmer Horde can be victorious. I believe in you. I believe. Just, it'd be nice if we hit a few more of these stuns at like more crucial locations. That's the dream. I feel like I somehow accidentally picked the hardest corner. Like, without really being aware of it, but just because we aren't making any gains. let's just try putting one right up and basically edging the wave forward as much as possible. Like, our skimmers aren't even stunning their own targets, which is the biggest drawback. Like, when we stun them there, it's actually good. A quick change that just might have secured us a little foothold. Okay, I think we have our little foothold now. Just getting a man that's so we can secure it. We can. Let's take this one. There we go. Let's shuffle that one back there so that we still get supply going that way. And now to just sort of try and overwhelm it a bit. Okay. I see how we're gonna do this. Control A. Switch to spores. They've only got one anti-air gun there, so we can just bombard that one. We have made another significant breakthrough at least. They're still resupplying really fast despite not having a, Oh, that's because there's 3 AA guns there, that's why. Well, I'm not sure how much, good we can do with skimmers, but we'll give it a go. I suppose we still get the stuns off even if we get sniped. And actually, the sniper wall is kind of making it easier to stun their more important stuff. So as long as we keep throwing that at them, might actually be able to get a serious breakthrough. I will destroy one, because getting some crimson here instead is probably going to be more essential. For like dealing with the cannons. Saying that, I have a better idea. Let's get some launches going again. When do I normally stream? Most of my streams start at 9 PM GMT, but I sometimes stream an hour earlier or later, so that'll be 10 o'clock for you. So yeah, usually between like 9 or 10 your time that you're like I'll be streaming, and I usually stream about 6 nights a week. So Sundays I take off as a break to plan out my next week and try other stuff. So I'm fairly active on here now, at least. I've been able to mostly keep a routine. I want those on locations. What am I doing? See if we can sort of guide the wave. See if we can cut off that supply line. They don't have AM rift, so that's all we want really, is that line. Come on. A little bit more. It's just one cannon. Can it take 2 misses? That's the question. Oh wait, no, it does have the mortar support, I suppose. But if I'm quick, which I wasn't. Ah, damn it, that could be a problem. Yeah, there we go. We've re-engaged it. Okay, let's get. Oh wow, we just yeah, we just blitzed them by accident. Oopsie daisies. That's good for me. Thank God. Actually, speaking of streams, I think probably either Monday or Tuesday I'm going to do a some sort of short celebration stream for I hit 50 followers recently, which was honestly quite surprising. I didn't think I'd even get to 50, to be honest. So I still don't know what I'm gonna do. I might showcase the redesign I've been talking about, and then I don't know. I've still got to work it out. I'm sure it'll be something, though. Even if I don't know what it is yet. Hopefully it'll be something interesting, though. Or at least something fun. But let's replace this. So once you're here, let's get a stash going again. What is the current state of affairs? So this side is just struggling. Don't really know how best to help it. Like, we've started taking significant chunks of the map, but the air defense is so strong around the place. Like, we can't attack stuff in the back lines, and I wonder. This could be risky and stupid. I've noticed something. All firepower on that. Yeah, I remember when you were, you know, like when you came in during that series. The series is still going on, actually. There are VODs up, like obviously on here, but also on the VOD channel on YouTube, the archive channel. But a lot of insane things have happened. We've lost quite a lot of Pokemon, and we are at the closing stages of the playthrough now. Like we have reached the Elite Four. Like we're just preparing our final team for it. And as I was literally as I was shuffling on training up my final team, I slotted in a new Pokemon that I just captured, ready for it, and it immediately died on its first battle while trading. So like, yeah, the series' ability to keep, my ability, should I say, to keep the Pokemon alive is continuing to be dubious at best. So not much has changed there. Yes, I do. I actually have two different channels. So I have one just called NanoHound, same as this, but without the underscore, which is my main channel, which, to be honest, nothing's happening on it yet, because I've yet to sit down and actually edit. Like, I've yet to find myself, actually able to, to do it. And then I have NanoHound Archive, and both of these channels are linked in the channel on, in the channel description on Twitch. The Archive channel is where all the old VODs go. So, if you ever miss the streams and you want to catch up and they're not on here anymore, then, that's the place to go. So, that would probably be the best place to check it out. I make sure that the videos are up within 1 or 2 days of stream ends. So, so that I follow the Twitch's 24-hour exclusivity stuff just in case. And, yeah, just generally make sure that stuff comes out in time. This is annoying, the fact that I can't quite break this because of all the mortar fire. Okay, let's go with the wave fire again, but let's try it in a different way. Control A. Location 1, 2, 3. My archive channel is definitely more active than my regular channel though, which I do intend to eventually fix. Like I have some raw footage which I'm working through. I've played some Needy Streamer, I think it was called. Needy Streamer Overdose or something. And so I got a little like a playthrough of that, which I've got plans to edit, and I've started making some of the assets for it. It's just a case of sitting down and doing it. 100% times I played Pokemon, I start every champion with a Pokemon 10 to 15 levels under. You know what? That's pretty good. But sadly, my Pokemon seem to get slapped while being 10 to 15 levels over sometimes. I think Gelato is like one of the only original Pokemon we still got running in the crew. Like we lost Terra and a few others important ones. Yeah, the whole thing's gone pretty damn sideways, is to say the least. A lot of painful screams, and I now have an illogical hatred, or an irrational hatred of Lopunny now. Due to it multiple times killing some of my favourite Pokemon in my crews, so... Definitely a interesting series. If anything, it tells me that I should play Pokemon Drunk more, because Drunk B, like, apparently just does infinitely better at Pokemon games. Like, I don't lose any Pokemon in the Nuzlocke. How did putting one Crimson there end up just overwhelming such a huge area? You forgot to train and you still beat them. That's the ultimate insult to the Elite Four, to be honest. Shows up, doesn't train Pokemon, wins the tournament anyway. Leaves without explanation. That's just like the Giga Chad approach. Okay. Get that Crimson gone, and put it here. Let's overwhelm this cannon. Wow, sometimes it's like I come up with these, like, you know, bombard the area for ages with just skimmers and all sorts, and sometimes it's just a case of place one Crimson down, win. God, it feels weird. Well, that's Creeper World for you, baby. That's just how Creeper World be. Let's get the Crimson here. See how it works. Have I seen the Gem 9 starters? Yes, I have. Me and Majestic Ocelot, we've been talking a lot about them. In fact, we've both been doing artwork of them. I say artwork, for me, I mean more like scribblings, scratchings of a madman. Because my artwork is questionable at best, is a good description of it. But, like, yeah, Fuecoco, Sprigato, and Quaxel, it actually looks like a genuinely good starter generation so far. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. I know a lot of people are saying that, or memeing, you know, Nintendo, please, Sprigato's paws stay taped to the floor. I swear to God, if they ever, like, evolve and stand up and become furry bait, they're gonna go mad, kind of thing. And, to be honest, it's got to the point where I kind of hope that Sprigato does become the stand-up furry bait, just because the collective cries of the fan base would be so hilarious at this point. Like, but the new generation looks interesting. Like, their base designs are cool. Fuecoco literally being a pepper was a really cute little idea. I'm glad they still have some original ideas in Game Freak. I wasn't expecting the announcement though. Like, I wasn't expecting Gen 9 to be announced with Arceus. Because now before Gen 9 comes out at the end of this year, I've got to finish Diamond and Pearl. Then I've got to finish Arceus, which I've barely touched Arceus just because I wanted to finish Shiny Pearl off. And then it's a case of what's it called? I've got to play some Scarlet and Violet, and also there's a potential for another Nuzlocke series in between. They already do Rule 34 for the Gresta. Yeah, I've heard that it's pretty bad in terms of like there's more of it than the evolutions, which is surprising considering the Vaporeon is breedable meme. If you can call it a meme and not a lifestyle. Like it's insane. Like Rule 34 artists that like they see anything new come up on the internet and they just sort of like it's free real estate. Like they are on it hotter than a carb on it kind of thing, and there's no stopping them. Like genuinely, I wonder what some of like what they are on to be able to produce artwork as like as high quality and as fast as they do, because I remember like when Overwatch first came out and they already had like high quality like hentai out within the hour. It was insane. Like those guys are on something, that's for certain. The power of horny apparently is, you know, enough to change the world in this case. Oh man, Rule 34 never changes. It really doesn't. uh, these are the people that somehow find a way to save the Earth in an alien invasion. I'm sure of it too. Like, there's going to be an alien invasion, and the Rule 34 artists are probably just going to be able to demoralize them through the sheer amount of porn they probably make of the aliens. God, I hope this never happens. That will be humanity's darkest hour, I think. If that's what saves us. Would be absolutely hilarious, though. So part of me wants to, like, see it just because of that. Okay. Skimmer's inbound. Come on, let's go. When I search Cynthia, Rule 34, I always find evolutions / starter photos. The starter photos surprises me. Unless it's the newer ones, then I suppose that's just because it's popular in the Google search ones. Dawn doesn't surprise me because she's always kind of been popular in that sense. The Vaporeon stuff definitely doesn't surprise me because of the meme. Like, everyone knows the Vaporeon is breedable thing. There's a clip of me somewhere on Twitch, like, reading out that copy pasta as well. Like, but, man, the Pokemon fan base is just super horny. Like, the current thing to do right now, it seems, is doing a Smash or Pass list on Pokemon. Obviously, Markiplier did it, which is quite popular. Apparently, Snuffy and Iron Mouse have done it. Quite a few other people are doing it. So, maybe I'll include that in my 50 followers celebration, you know, going through the some of the Pokedexes and doing a Smash or Pass list. Jesus, what has my life become? What am I committing to here? Fucking hell. I'm grabbing Ocelot for that one. If I'm doing that, she's got to suffer with me. But again, she'll probably just ask if, like, be like, is that a based Pokemon or not? Like, should that be already concerned? Is it a based opinion? Absolute gremlin child that she is. Come on, I'm bombarding your shield. Let me in your base. Let me in. Let me in the goddamn base. I'm almost there. Come on. Just enough. Where are you getting the supplies from? Come on, you bastards. This is getting tough now, again. Like, we had lots of success, now we're slowing down. I think the question is, can we, like, you know, with the stash, get enough creep in there to suppress the shields? And, like, turn on an emitter. That's the question. Will we get enough in there? Because the stash is about to blow. So close. Come on, a little bit more. A little bit more power. Come on, come on, come on. Push, 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 push. God damn it. Every time it flickers on for a second, it's just enough to dissipate, like, some of our stuff. It's always just enough. Okay, maybe we need another spore launcher getting in the mix. Sometimes I find an Eevee with big boobs on a woman's body. Sorry, what? Sometimes I don't understand, like, the Pokemon fan base. Like, what they're already looking at is probably considered bestiality, but somehow they go as far as to add the extra step as to add the animal onto the woman. Is this just like some weird way to try and justify it mentally? Is that what's happening? Like, is this just some weird way of, like, justifying what they're creating? Because that seems insane and pointless to me. Like, if you, like, we all know you want to fuck the Eevees. Just, you know, stop pretending otherwise. It's weirder that you, like, for them to create this, like, even weirder stuff to sort of, I guess, make it justifiable? Like, less morally egregious or, like, weird? I don't know, man. Rule 34 comes up with some absolutely mind-boggling stuff. Like, I'll give them props for being creative. I don't want to know what drives this creativity anymore. Because it's scary sometimes. It's just like... Oh, man. I'm so glad I don't browse Rule 34 normally. Okay. I think, especially the Pokemon stuff, I think would just drive me mad. Just like, what the fuck am I looking at? At this point, it's just... I just gotta slowly push it out with Crimson and stuff. Or Cynthia and Vola's grandma. Fucking Vola. I don't know who Volo is, actually, to be honest. But, that seems like a very specific branch that they've come up with. That's a very weird niche. And, I'm not going to comment. Because I fear for my life at this point for commenting on it. Before the Rule 34 artists to get, like, you know, come and threaten to shove a digital tablet up my ass or something. Oh, God. I'm gonna... The thing is, I'm gonna have to Google who Volo is after this. That's the worst bit. Just out for context. Oh, God. Every day, my life goes somehow further and further downhill. It's like a slippery, slippery, bloody slope. God. Part of me wants to try and finish this map, but the other more sensible part of me is saying that, like, it's gonna take too long tonight. It's already getting late for me. Come on. We're slowly making the gains, and that's what matters. It was good talking about the Rule 34, but I have to go. You know what? Good luck to you, Franch. I feel sorry for all the weird shit that you've seen. I hope that you can forget about it. Maybe stop looking up less Pokemon Rule 34 because it's clearly very messed up. Oh man, that that was all. That is bit of conversation. Yo, Fox, you're back. I was thinking of Nat. I was also thinking for a Nat 1 roll for the Galaxy table the minute you arrive. A black hole happen. Ah, that sounds terrifying. Why'd you always come to me with the terrifying casual death information that you've come up with? Like, you just show up. You're gonna wash your eyes, Frangie. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm going to wash my ears after this and my brain. Like, a lot of bleach is going to be used on my brain cells. And they're already severely damaged, so that's gonna really not help. Oh, God. Right. I am gonna call it here for tonight. Because it is about midnight where I am, and the people are looking to go. So I'm going to pass you guys on to my good friend Nat, who is currently streaming. He's streaming some Elden Ring, so hopefully you can enjoy that with him. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far. If you have, please leave a follow. It's very much appreciated. Or join the Discord, follow my Twitter. You know the drill. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Start the raid. Dun 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 dun.